and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing another Friday talk. So today's Friday talk, so I'm a little more organized today. So I have stuff written here that I'm gonna follow, so that way it's kind of a little more organized. So today's topic is basically my moving experiences. So I'll just kind of talk about things like when I moved out, why I moved out, what it was like living on my own, and roommates and stuff like that, what I prefer, things I look for when moving, and all that good stuff. So we will get started. So let's start on why I moved, or when I moved out. So I moved a lot when I was like younger too. I grew up in a foster home, so I grew up with my foster parents, right? But before settling down with like my foster parents I grew up with, I was moved around a lot. And the foster home I grew up in, I lived there from age 9 until I was 20. They allowed me to stay past 18 because I had that option. Most people kind of get kicked out at 18 in their foster homes, but I was lucky enough that my foster parents allowed me to stay longer and allowed me to live there until I was 20. And then I went and finished some school because I did graduate from school, but I wanted to upgrade my courses, not my courses, my grades in certain subjects like math and English, because I wanted to be an English teacher teaching overseas. So I was trying to get that so I can get accepted into university. Yeah, so that happened. So I stayed there until I was 20, and then when I was 20 I felt like it was time to move out, and so did my foster parents, because I was making enough money that I could literally afford to live on my own. So I grew up in a small town, and basically what I did, I moved into town. So we lived about maybe 2 to 3 minutes outside of the town, so just a little bit in the countryside. And I moved into town, into one of the townhouses that they built there, because there were some new places being built in town, and one of them was the townhouses. So I moved into the townhouse. It was my very first apartment, and I feel because that apartment was so good, I'm so picky now when I'm looking for places to live and stuff. So yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, so I moved out at age 20. I moved out just because it was about time, I was getting older. It's time for me to experience new things and stuff like that. And so I talked to my mom. She helped me find a place to live. So when I say mom, I'm talking about my foster mom, by the way. When I start talking about my birth mom, I'll mention it. But yeah, so I moved out. She helped me find a place to live. We went to go look. I got approved, and it was pet friendly too. So then I ended up getting a cat. I ended up getting 2 cats. Their names were Shushu and Minnie. They were brother and sister. I was only supposed to get 1, but when I saw them both and how close they were, I was like, I'm gonna take both. I can't separate these 2 babies. So got both of them, and I lived there. So my first apartment, if you look at my older videos, the beginning videos, especially my first makeup tutorial, was in my first ever apartment. So basically it was a 1-bedroom. It was on the main floor of the townhouse, and I had 2 parking spots, and I was paying $6.50 a month for that place. I had a brand new kitchen. Bathroom was pretty decently sized, I guess, especially because I had so much counter space, and then cupboard space for the bathroom, which was nice. And then in the kitchen I had an island, and my not furniture, but kitchen stuff, the stove, fridge, all that stuff. It was brand new. So my stove was a flat stove, so it was flat, and it was all black. All the stuff was black, and I had a dishwasher, a double sink, which was nice, and the fridge was pretty big too. A living room area was also very big, which was nice, and I had a washer and dryer, which was hidden into a little closet. Then I had another little closet, and then a little area. I don't really know what it was, but it was just a little area. And bedroom was pretty big, and I had like a little storage area. The closets were really good sized and everything. And then I also had like my own little balcony. So in my bedroom there's a door and you can go outside, and there's like a little balcony, but I never used it. So it's kind of useless to me, but yeah, I had that. And then so I lived there for about 2 years, I guess. So when I was 21 until 22 about approximately. Then I got hired like at Starbucks in the city, so then I ended up moving to the city. And I moved in with my birth mom, who also had my 2 younger brothers and my younger sister living with her at the time too. And then her boyfriend, who was my stepdad, and my mom's friend, I guess, roommate. They were roommates. So I ended up moving in. I shared the basement with my sister. And at this time, I had like a different cat. My 2 cats that I had before, I had to give them away, unfortunately. But I did find homes for them. I wasn't gonna like give them to the Humane Society. I just wanted to find like homes for them. So I ended up doing that. And my cat now, Mikasa, so I had found her when I was still living at that apartment in my town. So I brought her with me when I moved in with my mom. And my mom, like the whole house, they had like their own cats. So I think there was like 3 other cats living there. Plus my cats, we had 4 cats living in the house. And then so I ended up moving there with them, and it was only supposed to be like a short time until I found a place in the city. But I didn't really quite know where I wanted to live yet, because I wasn't too familiar with the city yet of where to live. So I ended up living with my mom for about a year, and then I helped like with like the bills and stuff like that. So I basically like lived there like as a roommate type thing. So I helped pay with like the bills. I paid my own stuff as well. And it was in like the Maples area of the city, so like Garden City, Maples type area. So I lived there with them, and then that's when I got hired at Co-op as well, like in the city. And then I eventually moved out because I felt like I couldn't really like live with people, especially after living alone for so long, because I'm not like, you have to be like considerate of other people, right? So basically what I was trying to say is like, when you live alone for so long, you develop certain like living habits, and then it's kind of hard to like adjust when you're living with somebody else. So yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say. If they're sleeping, then like, you know, because I'm up really late usually, so I have to be extra quiet, and I just don't want to be noisy and a nuisance to people. So especially since I shared the basement with my sister, and then she was pregnant at the time too. And the only thing blocking our space was like curtains for my area. And yeah, so not really much soundproof, right? So I just kind of chilled, and like I would play video games too, so because I like to game as well. And so I just played video games and yeah, listened to music, watch videos and stuff. And so then I have to like share the bathroom with them. And then when it comes to grocery shopping, like food and stuff like that. So it was just really hard for me to live with somebody, I found. So I ended up moving out again on my own. And I moved. I don't remember how much I was paying when I was living there. I feel like it was like 400 and something, but I don't quite remember because it was so long ago. But I remember everything else for other places, but because I was also paying like the bills too, so I don't really exactly know how much my rent was. Totally forgot. But we were splitting it between all of us that was living there. So then I lived there, I think about a year almost, approximately, and then I found a place in one of the Cadolan areas. Like there's like a bunch of like, there's like North Cadolan, South, all that kind of stuff. But I moved somewhere in that area, and at that place I was paying $9.30 a month. thing, like $8.50 or something like that, and then I think it was $45 for parking. Parking was $45 because I had a car. And at my mom's house they had like a little driveway because it was like a side-by-side house that we were renting in the Maples area. So we had like a neighbor, like the house was attached basically, and we had like our own little yard and stuff, which was nice. We could have like bonfires and stuff. Yeah, so then I moved into an apartment building. So it was my first time living in an apartment building, and that place was 930, and it was really big. Like, it was so big. Like, the living room area was so big, and then I had like a little dining room area and then a little kitchen area. And this was like the first apartment where I had like the coils for the stove, and then I had like a hallway, and then in the hallway I had like a closet with like mirrors for the doors, which was nice, and a nice decent sized bathroom again. However, the counter space was pretty small, but the mirror was huge. It was really nice. And my video for reference that you go to would be the because I don't think I have filmed any videos while I was living at home with my mom, with my birth mom, but yeah, like I did the how I used to do my makeup kind of thing, like in high school video. So that was like in the living room space area that I filmed that. And then I also like filmed in the kitchen for some videos. So yeah, but I don't think I really filmed much while I was living there. Like, I filmed videos, but I never like really uploaded them. So I lived there, and it was really nice. Like, it was really big. I really loved it. Like, I would have loved to stay there, but unfortunately at the time, like, money was really hard for me because I wasn't really making much money at the time. And I was just like struggling with a lot of things, especially when I went to school, because that's when I went to school, is when I was living there. I'll be right back. I'm back with my food. I don't quite know how I'm supposed to eat here because I have all my makeup here right now. I'm gonna try to eat and talk. But yeah, so then I ended up moving to that apartment. I lived there for about 2 years approximately, I guess. It was really nice. I definitely would move there again, but at the same time, it has a lot of carpet, and because I have cats, I feel like it's not a good thing to live somewhere where there's a lot of carpet. Actually, I'm just gonna clean up this whole area really quickly, and I'll be back to continue videotaping this. I just want some room here so I can put my food and eat and talk, so give me 1 moment, I'll be back. Okay, I am back. Just gonna get comfortable here. Just fix myself. Perfect. So I just ordered myself some Korean food. So I have samgyeopsal and then also cheese tteokbokki. Two of my favorite things to eat in there. So okay. All right. So as I was saying, so it's a very nice place to live. I definitely would love to live there, but because of the carpet, it's like iffy because like my cats will like scratch at the carpets, and you know that's like takes out of the damage deposit, of course. So there's that. So I prefer a place with no carpet. But yeah, like it was a really good size. I definitely would love to live in a place that's big like that again. Honestly, like so far, if I could pick an apartment that has the same kind of counter space as and the mirror and counter as my first apartment, and same with the kitchen stuff, that'd be good. And then the same size as the second apartment, with the same kind of tub, I guess. No, the tub was kind of small. But yeah, anyways, we'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, so that was my second apartment that I lived in. It was my second apartment. I lived there for 2 years, and I was paying like $9.30 a month for that place, and I had a parking spot. And originally when I moved there, my parking spot was like right by the garbages, so it's like right at the end of the parking lot. But the landlord there, she's super sweet, super nice. Like, I loved her. She's probably like one of my favorite landlords out of every landlord that I've had, or caregiver, whatever you want to call them. Because she literally moved my car closer. She gave me a parking spot that was closer to the building because she was like worried somebody would like break into my car, which was really really nice of her. So, and it was like less of a walk for me, especially when I do like grocery shopping, which was nice. And yeah, because if I didn't have a parking spot, I would have to park on the street, and sometimes the street is closed, so you couldn't really park in the street. So I'm glad that I took this parking spot, even though it's super expensive, but totally worth it. And then I moved from there to a friend's condo. So I became roommates with her, and I had like my own little bedroom, and we shared everything else. So we had our own bedrooms and we shared everything else. And then we kind of felt like we needed like a third person to live there because it was really expensive. So I ended up, because we both had our own TV, so we didn't really like sit and like create a living room space. So I took the whole living room area and blocked it off. She bought these like things like dividers so that way it kind of blocks it a bit from the kitchen and hallway, because you can enter this way from the kitchen and then this way from the hallway. And there was 2 closets in the hallway, 3 closets in the hallway, and then 1 closet was mine, so I put all my stuff in that closet, and then 1 closet was hers, and then the 3rd closet basically was just like storage. And then when we got a 3rd roommate, she took over the room that I used to be in, but like when I was in that room, it was really small, so it was better that I had the bigger space. So because I had like a lot of stuff, and plus I had a cat, which was Mikasa, so she needed to like roam around and can't be like trapped in a room all day long, right? So that was that. And I lived there not for a very long, I guess like for like 6 months or so, maybe like half a year or so. And then eventually I moved out again, and I moved, where did I move from there? I think I moved in with one of my ex-boyfriends. I lived with him for a little bit, like a short amount of time, because like for like the summer almost, because I moved into this place in August. So I stayed with him at his apartment just for a short time until I could find my own place again to live, which was this place. Yeah, I just shared a bedroom with him. Yeah, so then after I lived there for a little bit, I eventually found my own place, which was this place here. And I really like this place, but at the same time I kind of like want something like different. But it's doing right now. Like I have a washer and dryer, which is nice. My own space, which is nice. And yeah, like you can't really complain. I have like stuff, so it like works for me. It's a good for like a one person, you know. But like because I've always like had 1 bedrooms, I'm kind of want a 1 bedroom again. So that's this place. You guys will see. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but this is my cat. He's playing in the tub right now. Yeah. So just ignore that. He's just playing in the tub. Yeah. So that's basically like the apartments I live. So that's how many times I moved around. Okay, so and then what was it like living on my own for the very first time? So the very first time I lived on my own, it was kind of scary and nerve-wracking because I'm very scared of the dark. So living alone, I was like scared that it's gonna be very dark in my apartment and stuff. So, but I was able to purchase a bed, and then I had like furniture, which was nice. So, like I was doing really good, but then I don't know what happened. Something happened, and I just started going downhill and stuff like that.
Honestly, I just kind of started hanging around the wrong people. So I was spending my money unwisely, basically, because I was very good at saving money and stuff until I hung around these people. So yeah.
Yeah, and then my rent went to $665 from $630, but that's not too bad. It's still like under $700. Like I'm paying $790 right now for this place, which is nice. And Then I got Simba while I was living here. But yeah, so it was like really scary, and like I learned a lot of things from living there. I tried to like eat healthier, which only lasted for like a short amount of time. But like I was always like cooking out. I never really ordered food when I was living there, because also in the country it's very hard to order food because everything is so far, so you can't really get delivery. If you wanted like to eat like fast food, you literally have to drive somewhere and go get it. And at the time the city was literally 40 minutes away, and the closest place to get fast food was 20 minutes, and there's not very much options. Like you had like Boston Pizza, McDonald's, I think there was an A&W. I'm not 100% sure, it's been so long since I was there, but I think there was. But at that time I didn't really eat A&W because I don't know, I never really went there much, and I didn't really know their burgers very much. I only knew like their mama burgers and stuff like that, which were the type of burgers I didn't really like to eat, so I never really ate there before. And then when I found out about like the matzo burger, that's when I started to like eat there more, because I love the matzo burgers. Yeah, so I like learned a lot of things, learned how to be like a little bit clean, but at the same time like I was very messy and stuff like that. Like I would like throw clothes everywhere. Yeah, like I was very messy, but like in this place I'm doing better. Like when I was living here I was like kind of messy too, like there'd be like clothes everywhere on the floor. But I've been doing a lot better with like cleaning and being clean and stuff like that. Like it just feels better having everything clean now. But yeah, I learned a lot from living there. Like it was my first experience living alone, and I feel like it was a great first experience living on my own to like learn things. And I really loved living there, but then I just had to move because I got the job in the city and stuff. So yeah, that was my experience living alone. And I guess I'll also talk about my experience living with people. So like I said earlier, I find living with people is very hard for me because I like to do things a certain way, and if I like, not that it's like rude to like accommodate for other people, but like I feel like you really have to like also like have like, you know, like understanding of other people. Like for me, I'm a night person, so like I like to stay up late, so I don't want to be like obviously I'm gonna be quiet, I'm not gonna be like super loud or anything, but if people are trying to sleep, you know, it's like harder, you know, because like you can hear them a lot easier, if that makes sense. And you have to be considerate of them as well. Like if you want guests over, you have to make sure that they're gonna be okay with it, like they're not doing anything. Like you check in with each other, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so like for me, I don't know, it's just really hard for me to live with people, like because then if I'm living alone, I don't have to like check in with other people for doing things. Like I can just do it myself. I can come home late without worrying about anybody else. I can leave early without worrying about anybody else. Take showers whenever I want without having to figure out if somebody else needs to take a shower, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And then same with like cooking and eating. You basically just have to look after yourself and think about yourself, kind of thing. It sounds like really bad when I put it that way, but I hope it like makes sense of what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I just kind of prefer my own space, so I can do things like, you know, like my own way kind of thing, if that makes sense. You know, like right now for my filming, like if I lived with a roommate, I have to be like considerate about my roommate and stuff like that, and you know, so like I didn't really film when I was like living with people, but yeah, so there's that. And then moving to the city for the first time was it was good because I lived with my mom for the first time when I moved in, so I was like with people that I knew, which was nice. And yeah, so then when I moved out on my own into my first apartment, it was kind of nerve-wracking a little because like I was by myself, you know, in the big city. Especially when I grew up in a town, you know, it's pretty big for me. But like now that I'm used to living in the city, it's like not that big anymore. But yeah. So when I first moved to the city, like it felt like really nice too because everything was so much closer as well. So, and then I got like used to like doing night drives and stuff like that, because when I lived in the country I would do like late night walks instead. So I'd walk from my house all the way to one side of the town and then walk back to my house to like kind of clear my head and just keep myself like stable for like my mental health and stuff like that. Like it really helped a lot with that. And then when I moved to the city, basically I would just do late night drives, because I used to do that too when I was living in town. Like sometimes I would just like drive down the highway, go to the city, like just to the perimeter, and then drive back, just to kind of clear my head, especially if my thoughts are kind of foggy and stuff like that. Listen to some calming music, have the windows down a little bit, because I also had like a sunroof, so I would just open the sunroof and let like the cool air in and just kind of, you know, drive, you know, and just kind of take everything in and then go home, and then I could sleep because my head is clear. I'm not overthinking things anymore, and then just calm, you know. So that's kind of also, I kind of miss driving for that reason too. So when I get a car, I can't wait to start doing that again, because it's really going to help me a lot, because I have to figure out other ways to kind of clear out my head, which is hard for me, because I just want to like escape from things. So it's just nice to have that feeling that you're escaping. So in the city, that same thing, like I would like kind of drive outside of the city and then come back to the city, and then sometimes like we have Birds Hill, I think it's called. I haven't been there so long. I'm pretty sure it's called Birds Hill. Birds Hill. So like it's like a little park that we have here, and like there's like little lakes and stuff, and you go campgrounds and stuff, camping and stuff like that. So basically, it's like a really long road and stuff. So if you follow the road, it will take you through the whole thing, and eventually you'll come out. And it's really dark, by the way. It's like super dark. But you can see the sky really nicely, the stars, and so I'd like kind of park on the side and kind of like look at the stars and stuff like that. So it was nice to be close to that at least as well. And yeah, and then I guess like I kind of got like bad habits from like ordering food all the time too, because I could order things to my house now, you know. And yeah, so first time living out, it was like it was really interesting, like, you know, like I kind of got used to it really quickly though, because I already got used to living on my own, and then I also got used to being in the city, because also my boyfriend at that time lived in the city, so I was always like sleeping at his house a lot. So I got used to being in the city for that reason too. And yeah, so living on my own in the city wasn't too hard. It was pretty decent. So like things I look for in apartments now, I like to have my own washer and dryer, because I've experienced like having another like sharing washer and dryer, which was hard because, you know, like I have to for sure have like a whole day to myself to do my laundry, because I can't just like leave it in the washer or dryer that day. And plus you have to pay for it, so I also had to make sure I had money to pay for my laundry. Yeah, and then you have to make sure it's available, and yeah, and then it was just really complicated. So like I really like having my own washer and dryer. So when looking for apartments, that's one thing I look for now, is making sure I have a washer and dryer. The next thing I look for is making sure that there's no carpet. I need to make sure there's no carpet because of my cats. And then the third thing I look for is just like if parking is included. And then the next thing is like water and heat, is that's included. Because obviously hydro, it's not that big deal to pay extra. Those are some things I look for. And then how big the space is. Like it needs to be a good amount of space for me. Just because I have so much stuff. Like now I've downgraded a lot. I'm like choking here. I'm dying. Oh my god. Yeah, so like now that's like things I look for, because I downgraded on a lot of my furniture because I want to upgrade to like different furniture and stuff. So I'm eventually going to get myself a bed frame, and one that I'm looking at is from IKEA. It has like little drawers at the bottom, so this way I don't have to have a dresser. I can just put my clothes in there too. And then eventually I want to move my computer over here and stuff like that. So yeah, so there's another apartment I'm looking at right now, so I'm hoping that I get this one job, because if I get this one job then I can move there. It's a 2-bedroom, and basically my plan for that, it's like everything I'm looking for too. So it has 2 bedrooms, it has 2 washrooms. The 1 bedroom has the I'm pretty sure there's no carpet too. I can't remember now. I have to double check again, or I can check right now. Let's double check. I'm keeping my eyes on it because I told the person like if it's still available. by a certain time, I'm definitely going to take it. So hopefully it's still available when I want to move in. Yeah, it's still available right now from what I can see. Okay, yeah, so if you look here, like the floors are hardwood, or like hardwood, but there's no carpet, which is really nice. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this one because I really like it. Like, the thing is, like, the mirrors are kind of small, but like that's okay because everything else is like perfect. Because I also have like 2 bathrooms there, right? So basically I look for like having a washer and dryer, and then also I prefer a dishwasher, but if there's no dishwasher, I'm not gonna die, you know, like I can wash my own dishes, it's fine. Like, that's not a big deal. It's just more convenient to have a dishwasher. And I prefer a flat top stove because they're easier to clean and easier for me to use because I've always used flat top stoves. So that one apartment I had was coil, and at my mom's apartment there was coil, and then this apartment was coil. So I don't know, I just prefer flat stove because it's so much easier to clean and cook on as well, and it just looks more nice as well, which I like. And then also like black fridges, stoves, dishwasher. So that's what this apartment has too. It has a washer and dryer, has the dishwasher, has the fridge, the flat top stove. It has good cupboards, and then also it has like a little island. So it's very similar to my first apartment, which is nice. And has like a double sink, which is cool. And the island also is like bigger than the one that I had at my first apartment, so I can have more stools there. So I don't even have to worry about like a dining table or anything like that. So when family comes over, they'll be able to sit there and we can like eat there. Because honestly, all I have is my parents and my siblings over, basically. I don't really have big gatherings at my places. And then it has 2 bedrooms. So one bedroom I would probably be making into like my YouTube room, basically. So like where I would film my YouTube videos. And then the other room would just be like my bedroom where I can sleep and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really hoping, crossing my fingers, I'm manifesting that I will get this apartment, or even like something similar with similar pricing, or even like more affordable than that place, but like to have all that, like, so far this is like my dream place as of right now. And it has like a balcony too, which is nice. And I think it's on the main floor, which I love because I feel like awkward with people living below me because I'm scared of like walking too heavy, or I just don't want to annoy people because I also like to dance, especially late, and I just don't want to bother people with like me dancing and then they're trying to sleep, you know. So that will be very nice. And yeah, so I'm like looking forward to that. So I'm hoping that I get this one job. I have the interview on Wednesday at 10 a.m. So yeah, because I guess like you guys won't know until like that one other video, so I'll tell you now, I guess, because this video is going to be up before that video. I no longer work at Sephora, so the reason why I don't work, I'll just say this really quickly. So the reason why I don't work at Sephora now is because the hours conflict with each other, and I need to work a certain amount of shifts there, which makes it really hard. Because like when I was working at the airport, like when I first got hired at the airport, I was working 11 to 7, but now I'm 4:30 to 12:30, which is more convenient, so I could easily work 3 shifts. But I already put like my 2 weeks, we already came to that agreement. So Friday, April 7th was my last day, or Thursday, April 7th? What's the date today? Yeah, Thursday, April 7th was my last day at Sephora. And so yeah, I no longer work there, but I'm looking to get a second job again because I really want to get my bills paid off and I really want to move into this apartment. So if I have that job plus the airport job, I'll definitely be able to afford it, which will be nice. And they're very flexible with hours. They work with my hours, my schedule kind of thing, which is nice. So hopefully I'll get the job. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, and then I also like dark, like accents, I guess you could say, like the like covers to be darker wood. I really like that dark wood combination. I don't know, I just really like it. So that's the thing also I'm looking for. So yeah, that's basically what I look for, just those basic things. What have you learned living on your own? So I've learned so much, like just I've been very bad at like communicating because I'm very like anxious and shy and nervous all the time. So I get scared to like ask things, because even growing up when I would ask things, it would always be like a no or something, like it just full of disappointment. It would always just like turn out bad basically. So I've always been afraid to like communicate things. And then so that's one thing I'm learning, is just to communicate. Like say I'm gonna be behind on something for like a payment, I'm learning now to like call and be like, hey, can I make this amount for now and then I'll pay this, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm learning to do stuff like that and being more confident and comfortable doing stuff like that. Something I need to learn to do more is like cooking, but like I also like to work a lot, so it's really hard. So I need to try to figure a way that I can like prep food and then, you know, eat healthier, because I want to eat healthier as well. So yeah, I don't know, just being like responsible, I guess. Like obviously every day is like a learning experience, so I'm always going to learn something new every day. So it's just about being like open-minded and not being so stuck in my ways, which is what I have a problem with. I'm very stuck in my ways. I need things to get through doing. I gotta be like able to make sacrifices for certain things. Like I can't always have what I want, kind of thing. Oh yeah, and then the other thing I look for in apartments is pet friendly. They have to be pet friendly. I will not live there if it's not pet friendly. And they have to allow both my cats, because otherwise I'm not gonna live there. So, because I ain't giving away my cats, because they're my babies. So that's one thing I look for. And yeah, that's that. And then finally, places you'd like to live in the future. So places I'd like to live in the future, like eventually I want to move to Toronto for a bit, like live there for a bit, because I really want to live in the big city. And I visited Toronto twice already, and I really loved it there, so I really want to move there. But obviously it's really expensive to live there, so I don't really have that kind of money right now. But eventually I want to move to Toronto, and then I also want to move to LA eventually, because I have 2 friends who live up there, so I would like to be close with them for a bit there, and then move to New York, because everybody wants to live in New York, you know. And then eventually just move somewhere, you know, like I just want to travel, move places, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it'd be really nice to do. So those are my goals for that. So, and tips, basically just kind of find what you like, and just kind of like really look, because you will find something. You may not like find everything on your checklist, but figure out what exactly is most important to you when you're moving into a place and go by that. Like for me, the most important thing is that washer and dryer and no carpet. That's the most important thing. Everything else I can live with, you know, like it doesn't have to be like amazing, you know, because it's gonna work regardless, right? But yeah, like the reason why I need washer and dryer is so that way I can do laundry on my own time, because I'm always busy, I'm always working, so it's more convenient for me. And then the carpet, because my cats, obviously, they're scratched. Like look what they did to my chair basically. So yeah, that's basically what I have for you. So that's my moving experiences. If you have any questions or anything else you'd like to know, or that I didn't cover that you would like to know more about, definitely comment below and I'll answer it. I'll maybe make a part 2. I don't know, like that's my moving experiences. I can even like talk about like foster homes and stuff like that, you know, like all that kind of stuff. Just comment down below. Fridays are just for talking about anything, so give me topics to talk about and we will talk about them. Yeah, so if you have questions, comment down below. Maybe I'll make a video about it, you know. And that's this. So next week's topic will be like, I'm debating, it's supposed to be things I wish I knew, but I'm having trouble coming up with ideas for that one, so it might just be, hang on, what was the next one? I have like a whole list here of what my Friday talks are gonna be. The next one would be learning to budget. So yeah, we will see. So next week might be about that, about things I wish I knew. If I can come up with some things, then yeah, we'll do that. So for now, that's this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my upcoming videos. I have makeup videos, vlogs coming up, more Friday talks, so keep an eye out for those. And I also have another series coming up, which you will find out in a different vlog, so stay tuned for that. And Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.